Something I decided to start doing a few years ago that has made my life way better is to stop talking to stupid people and completely remove them from my personal life. I'm getting close nowadays to having a zero tolerance policy for stupidity. If there is one thing that I discriminate against, is stupid people. Now, just to make it very clear, stupidity is not ignorance. I think it's okay to not know stuff. I don't know everything there is to know myself. I'm still ignorant about so many things in life. There's so much to learn. The thing is that ignorance is about what you know, while stupidity is more about the how. Either how you act, how you think. Basically, stupidity is not thinking critically, lack of good judgment, being irrationally impulsive, or always being biased. And the thing is that someone can know a lot of stuff, yet still be incredibly stupid. So ignorance and stupidity are two completely different things. Now, obviously, stupidity is not a binary thing. It's not like someone is 100% stupid or 0% stupid. It's a scale. And in fact, we all have stupid moments. We're not always perfect. But within that scale, there are people who are stupid way too often. That's the problem. It's just too much. So what's been happening to me over the last few years is that the level of stupidity that I'm willing to tolerate has been shrinking more and more and more. Maybe in the future, it's going to grow back, like who knows. But as of right now, I've become less tolerant and things have just gotten better. I'm more at peace and happy with life. Like, come on, it's pretty obvious why it's not good to have stupid people around you, whether it's in friendships, business partnerships, romantic relationships, even acquaintances. We don't have to go down the list of all the problems that stupid people can cause. And there's a lot of variety that you can choose from. And even if they don't cause any external problems in your life, it's still emotionally draining to interact with stupid people. They very often misinterpret things that you say. Also, like, somehow they end up looking at the things that you say from the worst possible lenses. It's like they're always playing extreme devil's advocate with everything. Or they just have extremely low comprehension and reasoning skills, which makes you always have to be clarifying stuff and repeating yourself over and over again. You know, while thinking of this video, I remembered this tweet that I made a while back that I think still is quite true. I said, sometimes a friend will send me some interesting post on Instagram and I'll decide to read the comments. And I am always dumbfounded at how pathetic some people's comprehension and reasoning skills are. I'm starting to understand why the elite treats citizens as stupid cattle. You know, like, here's the thing, like, sometimes I hear people say like, oh, why does the government treat us like we're stupid? Well, maybe because you're proving to them that most people are. I mean, just go online and read some comments. On YouTube, for example, YouTube sometimes it's crazy, especially on educational videos or videos that share personal opinions on sensible topics, like, I guess this one, for example. I don't know how many views this video is gonna get, but if it does, I'm really curious to read the comments here. You know, it's a touchy subject, and usually I try to be nice to everyone in my videos. I want to be family friendly, but I guess this one most likely will get a little bit of hate because nowadays it feels like you cannot say anything bad about anyone. If you imply that you don't want a certain group of people in your life, then you're just demonized. But you know, when I was younger, I used to think that you could help all stupid people, that you could help them learn how to reason and whatnot. But sadly, for these cases of unacceptable levels of stupidity that I was mentioning before, it's just not possible. Every year it becomes more clear to me that at a certain level you cannot fix stupid. It is a completely hopeless battle. You know, there's this quote that I heard many years ago that really stuck with me that said, do not ever try to teach a pig to fly. First of all, because you cannot do it. Second of all, because you're going to bother the pig. And thirdly, because you will exhaust yourself. Like, pigs are really heavy. And it's the exact same thing with stupid people. Like, first of all, you cannot teach them how to stop being stupid if they're far too gone. Second of all, you're going to bother them. And thirdly, you're going to exhaust yourself trying. Because it's sort of similar to that quote that says, it's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. And it's the same thing with stupidity. You cannot really help these people change. It is hard to show them, and I don't think you should even try. Because here's the thing, this foundational change has to happen from within. And I've seen it happen before. People who were stupid and eventually became less stupid. They became more open-minded and they changed their behavior and they improved their thinking. But it's a change that they made, not that a third party made. It originated from within. Like the other classic quote that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And that's the thing. When the student is ready, the student has to make the move first. He has to make himself ready first. And until that happens, I don't want them in my life. Not even have superficial conversations, like literally nothing. Even on social media, if I see a stupid guy on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, I block them. I don't care. It is such a waste of time. Now, obviously to this, some people say, oh, but then you will live in an echo chamber. No, not everyone you disagree with is stupid. There's people I have in my life that I disagree with that I don't consider stupid. But there's people who I have met that we agree on a lot of things, yet I still consider them stupid. Again, as I said before, stupidity is not always about what you know. Okay, it's often about the how of things. Now, the raw reality, and I understand this, is that not everyone has the option to choose to not surround themselves with stupid people. And I understand that. I've been in similar positions myself in the past. So for now, I would just recommend you to minimize contact as much as you possibly can. And when you get the chance, just cut it off completely. The most common concern that people share with me on this topic is that most of the stupid people they have to deal with is at work. But you can solve that. Either just wait until your business is thriving and you're making good money and then you can quit your job, or just change to a different job. I know it's easier said than done, but over time, if you're patient and you try, it can happen. You know, one of the most beautiful things about money, and this is something that I don't see that many people talk about, that is more valuable than buying fancy clothes and cars in a nice place, is having the freedom to choose who you spend your time with. With money, you can buy yourself an escape ticket out of drama, toxic people, and low-tier social problems, and just go somewhere else where you can have your own peace. Now, a common question that I receive from people is, okay, but what do I do if this undesirable person is already in my life, in my social circle? And I get this asked a lot, not just within the context of stupidity, but also in regards to people who possess dark personality traits, like the ones in the dark tetrad, like narcissism, Machiavellianism, psychopathy, and sadism. Which, by the way, reading these personality traits and a few others, and then learning how to read people, social dynamics, manage your social circle, all of these things are something that I'm really talented at. And I teach some of the most important things that I know in depth in a course that's available to all of the members inside my private community. So link below in the description and the pinned comment if you want to check that out. But basically what you do with these people who are already inside your life is the uncomfortable, ugly truth that you already know. Just remove them from your life. You don't do it overnight, but slowly you fade away. If you see them once every 2 weeks, then change it to once a month. If you're doing once a month, then once every 2 or 3 months. If it's once every 2 or 3 months, then just once every 6 months, and then once a year, and then maybe eventually never again. You know, there were people in my life that we had been friends for years, we had shared many great moments, but they were stupid. Yet I was tolerant and patient for many, many years, and they kept getting stupider over time. But eventually, I accepted the truth and I cut the relationship. And I'm better for it now. I am glad that I did, and I wish I had done it sooner. All of these things very often just boil down to how seriously you want to take your life and how much you respect yourself. And are you willing to accept the raw, objective reality and make the uncomfortable move, which is to cut them out? Or you want to stay in fantasy land where you give your time and energy away to everybody and you don't accept the truth that some people are just a mess and you keep perpetuating these issues in your life? Honestly, I'm always somewhat hesitant to share opinions like this online. I tend to avoid framing things like the way I am doing it in this video. I also don't like to be too controversial or unnecessarily mean. And sometimes I'm also hesitant to share these kind of things because even though my channel isn't huge, I already have enough experience to know that statistically, a significant percentage of people just do not understand things no matter how well you explain to them. Now, it is one thing to not understand a video I made a few weeks ago on meditation and enlightenment, which I admit in some ways it was kind of complex. I get that, but it's another thing to not understand a video like this one, which I wouldn't be surprised if it flies over some people's heads. I feel like this whole thing that I'm explaining, it's the classic example of either if you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, you don't get it. No matter how well this whole thing is explained to you. Even if I were to make like a 30, 40, 50-minute video explaining this, it doesn't really matter. It's like this video that I made a while back on why video games for a certain demographic of people can be more dangerous than porn. And look, there's a few comments and messages I received from people just making stupid points that they were trying to invalidate this thing that I was saying. But most of these things that they said to me, they were already addressed in the core video and they just completely missed it or misunderstood it. And this whole thing is what I find exhausting with stupid people. That sometimes no matter how well you explain things to them, it's just like, it doesn't go through. And you know, just the last one, here's another unfriendly tweet that I made a while back. I said, I think we might need to start shaming people who have low comprehension skills. Not just for a single slip up here and there, that's understandable, and that happens to all of us, and as I said in the beginning of the video, but those who consistently fail to understand concepts and misinterpret them. Now, all of this being said, I also believe that most people have massive potential. I think so many people on earth could be borderline geniuses, but that potential cannot flourish until that stupidity is fixed. And especially nowadays, with all these problems that a lot of people have, like extreme social media usage, this brain rot culture, poor health, poor education, bad values, glorifying mediocrity, and all these horrible things that you see people nowadays subscribe to. But I remain positive, and I think that many things in life are like a pendulum. Maybe now we've been swinging one way, but I'm hopeful that we might swing back the other way around to a more positive state. And bring back the Renaissance man. That's kind of what my whole personal brand is about. Being a life polymath so that you can master your health, your finances, relationships, and you can also grow spiritually. I think these are the most important core things we should all be doing. And long term, it will make the world a better place. Because as I explained in a video that I made a while back, the actual way to fix the world is to fix yourself within. It's not to go out there and do things out there. You fix yourself, you fix your family, your people, your friends, your small community. And that actually creates a ripple effect that fixes the world. I will put a card here if you want to go watch that video. And if you're interested in this life polymath thing, again, check my private community. Because there I have more in-depth content explaining all of these things on how I got the body of my dreams while building a 6-figure per month business, while having amazing relationships all over the world, and while exploring the fascinating spiritual side of life. And obviously it's a community. So the cool thing is that you will also be able to meet like-minded people who are seeking the same thing. So check it out, link in the description and the pinned comment, subscribe to the channel, and that's it. Take care. I'll see you very soon. Have a great life. Peace.